It's now for Kohli and Pujara to come together. Raj has come up from long on.
And now. It's been flicked leg side. He's probably thinking, take me home, Dad. And Dad's saying, not while. It was that option of a single, and Khawaja was on his heels. Good batting from Kohli. And he gets it through mid-wicket. Slightly closed bat face. The outfield's quickened up through the week. First boundary for Kohli, 100 up for India.
Sometimes he does play across the line and gets into trouble, but this time around the foot was very nicely to the pitch of the ball. And the bat coming down quite nicely. The bottom man dominating again, taking the ball away from that fielder. Have a look at that. There's just that little tendency to play across the line. But because the foot was to the pitch of the ball, it was off the middle.
And also off the middle. Very.
Yes, he does. When the ball goes off the middle of the bat, it invariably goes to the boundary. Look at that.
Punch mid-off, does well. That could get him a wicket. Just keep Kohli quiet. He wants to be positive. You look at the players in this game that have done well. They've all come out with positive intent, and Kohli's trying to do that here.
The thing that will interest the Australians really is that this again wasn't really a half volley, but he's played it, looked to play it on the up. A little hint of movement, and there could be a bit of a problem there.
That's not what we're used to seeing from Virat Kohli, particularly in those big series when he was absolutely his best. He's smiling away, or maybe he's just a confident thing, who knows, but he's a lot smiley and friendlier than I ever remember, Sonny.
So needed, I think, 10 runs of the last over of the 20th over. So sitting in the change room, urging they would go for it, because we were one down at that stage. That was the last day of the series, and we would have gone two down if he had lost both those wickets. But if he had got those 10 runs, it could have been a one-all situation. Didn't quite happen.
And has changed. Again, Khawaja just slightly on his heels, slightly. That's brilliant batting, because he brought Khawaja up with a couple of quick singles to Khawaja, and then he's belted it past him. Manoeuvring the field, Kohli, 109 for 3.
There's really not a lot that can happen apart from beating the outside edge of the bat or top edging to the short fine leg, but that's the lowest percentage shot of all time. Can only go on to crash into the stumps, which it did. The Virat Kohli shot here, bang, straight down through that sort of vacant mid-wicket area. And then the finish here, a fantastic shot, playing the field. The long on coming up into the ring.
Have you forgiven him for dropping that ball at heading with the run?
Here's Borden. Nicely played. The second time he's done it, and he'll find the boundary. 116 for 3.
Well, this is his last over, Scott Boland. This is what we talk about when he continually asks questions of the batsman. Look at the execution here. Control, line and length, just a little bit of nibble, movement each way. He would have been disappointed with his last ball, though. He built up a fair bit of pressure there again, high on the splice of the bat, and then just that last ball. Just a little bit off, and that's all you need to be against class players, and they'll make you pay.
had the endearing picture as well at the end. Freddie Flintoff consoling Brett Lee. It was a great game.
Steve Harmison, Yorker under his bat, cannon into the stumps. Shane Warne and Brett Lee got us back into the game early on day 5. Shane Warne stood on his stumps. The only time in his Test career he stepped on his stumps.
No chance for the ball to turn back and hit that front pad. Looked very fluent, Virat Kohli, on this.
Well, there is the master, Virat Kohli. Some people at home might be saying, why is his stance so open? He doesn't stand like that to a right-hander, but all he's trying to do there is open his shoulders, open his eyes, get his eyes around square and parallel, or the line of where the ball is actually coming from, and that's beautifully tucked away, beautifully timed. Just onto the hip of Virat Kohli, presents the full face, closes the face with the bottom hand. That races out the deep square for 4.
This is exactly what opening up that front shoulder and that front side allows Virat Kohli to do to the left arm angle. Gets rid of all the blind spots. Just on that left side, usually if you're too close or too side on, you have a blind spot. We saw that with Travis Head in terms of the short bowling, but Virat Kohli very open. Eyes. A too wide stance, staring down Mitchell Stark.
That's well ball. Powerful. It was wrapped in a bow. It said hit me, and it was.
He's poetic, isn't it?
Oh, it's full and it's beautifully played. Off his toes, there are few better sides in the game than Kohli hitting that full.
Kohli's strength. There's quite a few on this ground, but for the moment, the flick shot is what he's used quite a bit in this innings. It's a lovely sight to watch, whether you're 22 yards away or 200 yards away. The full ball on the leg stump, forget it. Goes to the boundary in a flash.
Pretty nice way.
Just watch how he gets his head over the ball. Allowing the ball to come to him, but his head is over the ball. And as soon as he hits the bowler,
coming over the wicket.
And now down the ground, the drive in front of the wicket. Exquisite. 150 comes up for India, 150 for 3.
The eye that's tracking the ball has actually got a little bit more opportunity to see it. This was an absolute beauty. They like it. I bet you Virat Kohli liked it. Oh yeah.
What is the right technique? Beautifully played. Just fine to the fielder, who was not too far from the right of the square leg umpire, so the boundaries continue to come. It's gone up to 44, Kohli.
just drifting a touch onto the middle or leg stump. Kohli takes full toll of it. Remember, he doesn't have a deep square leg. He's got the man in front. So a slight tickle will take it to the boundary, and that's exactly what happened.
He's looked in very good rhythm today.
Which does tell me that if you bat...
Oh, in the air, they're appealing for it. No, and then Nathan Lyon just puts a hand out.
There's one thing Australia wants this evening. Just can they sneak a wicket and to close this game? India will be saying, now there's a really good partnership going on at the moment. 71 between two premier batters.
No catch. What a great piece of movement. He's hurt himself a bit onto that right hip.
It's telling us that it's missed the bat. That's exactly why.
21. And so it will be. Sort of extra wickets that they lost. Australia have been stuck to their plans. They've been relentless. Positivity. So did Pujara after that dismissal of Shubman Gill. That have a lot of people talking still.
Hey, good morning, Ravi. Good morning, Sanger. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, the anticipation, it's building. We've been down.
So that's what they're playing for. Virat Kohli, David Warner. Batted really well yesterday, looked to be in the zone, and he'll need to start positive. Very important that you aren't overcautious or tentative first up. Good start.
And hence the extra bounce got him on this one. That was a really good ball there by Mitchell Starc. But let's look at where he is standing in the second innings, and that makes an interesting case study. We should throw it to the three comms here, all three top order batters. The subtle difference, the 6 inches, and we're talking about microseconds here, that gives them the extra second to play an aggressive shot. In the first innings, he stood slightly outside, and we're talking about Marnus Labuschagne, and Ricky Ponting has been suggesting that what he did in the first innings is probably hindering him in the second innings, whereas Virat Kohli has thought about it, gone slightly deeper in the crease, and you see a couple of the shots that he's been able to play with a little more authority, a little more purpose. And is that the extra second? We're talking about microseconds here. Is that what he's garnered by doing this?
And also the movement. He's realized there's no movement now, so he can afford to get back. Batsmen generally stand a foot ahead to counter that movement, to make the bowlers bowl a little shorter.
Boland goes up.
Bring it up. There's another one of those singles. That's way too easy.
At least 6 singles have come in that area this morning. Good running, very good. The ball definitely going through nicely to the keeper. Edged taken. Steve Smith has pulled off a beauty, and it's Virat Kohli. You mentioned Boland is bowling well, the rhythm's good, and he's got the big fish.
Yeah, fantastic catch, great bowling. Yesterday we were talking about the full wide one here on commentary. Full and wide, once in a while, throw it out there for the batter to see if he bites. And that is wide, that is full, the gap's there. Kohli bites, but what a brilliant catch from Stephen Smith. Flew to his right, we saw a few from Cameron Green, but this was as good, if not better. Virat Kohli gone for 49. India 179 for 4.